Good evening, ghouls and ghosts and goblins and all manner of in-between, and welcome to this latest spooky Minty Reacts to Goosebumps. This one is The Werewolf of Fever Swamp, Part 1 and 2. But either way, welcome back, everyone, to the spookiest of seasons. It is spooky season, it is October, and as I have done last year, and I will be doing as long as I keep having this channel around, I am going to be reacting to spooky stuff in October. And I love Goosebumps. I did it last year. I want to do Goosebumps again. And there's a lot of two-parters. So I had the idea, let's just do, every week, do a two-parter, ending with a nice, exciting one. I already posted the schedule in the community section, so you can go look at the schedule for the episodes coming up. But we're doing some Goosebumps. I really love Goosebumps. I love how campy it is. I love how, like, spooky and creepy it can be. I love the ideas of the stories. And I have a lot of nostalgia for them, because I watched them growing up as a kid. And someone in the comments last year in one of the videos suggested Werewolf of Fever Swamp as an episode to watch. So, watching it first this year. So, you're welcome, person in the comments that recommended this one. You're welcome. So, let's just get right into it, shall we? We got part 1 and 2 to watch, so let's get to it. So, in 3, 2, 1, prepare to be scared, everyone.
And I hope you will enjoy The Werewolf of Fever Swamp. I'll see you after the show. Right now I'm going for a quick bite.
He's got jokes. Not good jokes, as if you've read any of the books. Not necessarily the best jokes, but he's got jokes. Thanks, RL.
What a great space.
Sure. The shutters are falling off, but sure, that's a great space.
Used.
That's a very nice way of putting it. Used.
It's a blood stain? No, that's just, dry rot.
I don't know if honestly, I don't know if that's any better, to be completely honest.
No. The medicine chest.
I'm gonna say big spider, right? Big old spider? Oh, that's a big snake. That's different.
Oh, gross.
It's a little snake, though.
Hey, give the snake an ear and it'll look like your old boyfriend.
Grady, don't be...
Ayo! Ayo, he's got jokes.
Have fun.
Mom!
Go on, a little wildlife never hurt anybody. Just don't go too far in, okay?
She says a little wildlife never hurt anyone. This episode is called The Werewolf of Fever Swamp. I'm going to assume a werewolf is wildlife. It probably hurts people. So that is some definite 90s fashion, by the way. Like, that is a very oversized t-shirt. Also, that is a very 90s bowl haircut. Like, that haircut never looks good on anybody, like, at all. If you have that haircut, please get it cut. Please, please do.
Wasn't this far.
I mean, you didn't have to go that far into the wilderness to drop the snake off. Just, like, take it to the property line and just be like, go ahead, little buddy. Just leave. Oh, man. The creepy person tracking in the woods. Yeah, that man is a creepy person stalking him in the woods. Indeed.
Dad have been talking about this experiment for years, and I'm not going to be the one to ruin it.
Okay, so their parents are scientists? Sure. There's the spider. There it is. Also, how'd the spider get in there? Like, that lid was closed. Like, that's not how that works. You're just gonna throw the boxes down there? Like, you're not gonna break them down or anything? Bro, what the hell? Like, break those boxes down.
This place is beginning to feel like home already.
Is it though? Is it though?
Did you ever think that you would be spending your teenage years in a place like Fever Swamp?
No. Pretty sure no one ever thinks that. Ever.
Like that psycho I ran into last night.
He's not a psycho. He's a hermit. I asked about him in town this morning.
There is a difference between psycho and hermit. There is a difference.
It just feels so weird.
Well, I mean, it is a swamp in the middle of nowhere, so, you know, those just have an energy about them anyway, so you're not wrong.
Now your mom and I get to study how they're going to adapt, and believe me, they will, because it's just natural to adapt. And pretty soon, they're going to love it here.
I mean, sure, I guess if that's the experiment you want to be running here. If that's really what you want to be doing here, then sure. Testing the natural adaptation of wildlife in areas they're not supposed to be, sure. Huh, intriguing. I wonder if that was just like a musical cue or if that was actually like a sound. Because like you kind of heard something howling. He's trying to get the TV to work.
Grady.
There's nothing to do here.
I always do find it hilarious how the parents in like Goosebumps stories like hardly ever think about the kids. Like ever. There's like, yeah, let's just completely uproot our entire family, just move to this middle of nowhere place and just do something that we're just not going to inform them about. Okay. And the kid's like, dude, I don't want to do this. Like, that's fine. It's a growing experience. What?
They're studying how the deer will adapt to the swamp.
Scientists, huh? We don't get many scientists around here.
This guy giving off big creepy energy. That means either he is the exact creepy thing in the show, or he's just a massive red herring.
I'm not much for baseball. I've got some targets out back. You've got a BB gun, don't you?
Our family kind
No.
of doesn't believe in guns.
Oh,
You can throw the ball at the targets. That's like mixing both things.
turned around. Sometimes people go in and are never heard from again.
Sure. Lore building of the swamp. Let's go. Get some nice Goosebumps lore building.
Because the old lady who lived there went into the swamp one day and never came out.
You gotta add the spookiness to it, you know? Gotta have a nice spooky backstory to the house that they're living in. That's a Goosebumps staple. Okay, fine. I guess I'll be peer pressured into going into the swamp I don't want to go into.
And it gets inside your head and starts boiling your brain. Makes you do crazy things. Even makes you run into the swamp and stay there.
Okay, they didn't need to do this again. They literally just explained this before going into the swamp. Oh, it's just a hermit again. He's fine. He's harmless.
I saw that guy yesterday.
I'm just lucky he didn't see you.
Oh no, he did. He ran into him. Like, legit ran into him.
Come on, he can't be that old.
He's even older than that. People like him don't age like the rest of us.
It's impossible.
It's true.
Adding in some of this, like, swamp folklore. It's like, oh, no. He doesn't age like anybody else because he's a swamp man.
Nothing else on Earth howls like that.
Like what?
Like a werewolf.
He said the thing. He said the thing. He brought up the idea of the episode being werewolves. I will admit, though, as a Goosebumps episode, this actually isn't that bad. This actually isn't not that bad at all. This is actually kind of a pretty decent, like, tension-building episode, so I'll give him that. Good job, Goosebumps. Good job.
Why can't I drive into town? I have a license, you know?
You just got your license and you don't know the roads.
So I'll
I mean, none of you all know the road. You just moved there.
That the lady that owned this house disappeared? But Will knows what got her. A werewolf.
I mean, they were listening to you before then, kid. You didn't have to go into the werewolf talk.
As I told you before, that old hermit is a harmless old eccentric who has never hurt anyone.
Where no one's lived.
Well, we say this, but again, you all just moved here. You just moved here. Your 90s ass dinner of carbs on carbs on carbs. Also, I'm pretty sure the image on the skateboard, I'm pretty sure that was like the haunted mask, which is nice little bit of continuity Easter egg referencey stuff there. Yeah, if you're sweating, you're not having a fever. That's not how a fever works. If you have a fever, you're not sweating because it's internally that you're hot, not externally that you're hot. You're just feeling the swamp heat. I'm pretty sure you're in Florida. You're just feeling the Florida swamp heat. Completely messed up the blinds there. Okay, just completely messing up. Don't even fix it. This is why you always lock your doors, kids. You never know when a werewolf can break in. Always lock your doors.
Grady?
Really? Really? The mom just walks downstairs like, hey, Grady, you okay? Is everything alright? You hear something attacking him. You hear him yelling for his life.
Licked to death. Where were you? You missed all the excitement.
Something upset the deer. I went outside to check on him.
You left the door.
And you didn't see the dog?
Wonder who he belongs to.
No collar, no tags. He's probably a stray.
Oh, you see.
I mean, I'd say you gotta clean him up then. He's been in a swamp.
Life in the country is not complete without a dog. You want to live here, you gotta take the whole package.
Eh, Grady's not wrong. He's not entirely wrong. Just have a dog. Well, just have it. Wash the dog, though. Like, definitely wash the dog. That thing's been in a swamp.
Deal.
Excuse me, doesn't anyone care about what I think?
No, not really. Sadly, kid, you are not in. You're not a main character in this episode, so no one's gonna care about your opinions. This is a Goosebumps story. Like, you don't get opinions in this episode. You're not a main character.
Thinking about calling him Vandal on account of the way he broke in last night.
That's a good name for it, though. That's a good dog name. Also, what the hell hat is that?
Someday, something's going to impress you kids. I just hope I'm around to see it.
That's still a terrible haircut. Like, that just reminded me of that. Like, that's just a terrible haircut. Just, like, seeing it up close, like, that's a bad haircut, dude.
Come here, boy.
I mean, I know there's, like, nothing much to do in the swamp, but, like, why do you keep going into the swamp? Like, it's a swamp.
Supposed to ward off werewolves. Of course, educated people know it doesn't work.
All right. The educated people.
Educated people know it doesn't work. That's a funny line. That's just a funny line.
This part of the swamp.
How the hell did you fall? Like, legitimately, how did you fall? You were standing still.
Right in its very center. A couple of years ago, a kid fell in. Sucked him down like quicksand.
Okay, I would actually believe that. Bogs are like that. I believe that.
Let's find out.
No, don't find out. You just had a story about how a kid got sucked in there. Don't stick your hand in there. Don't do that. That's disgusting.
Hey, wait a second.
What is it?
Something's got me. Help me. Oh, there's something down there.
See, it's a bad idea. That's why you shouldn't put your hand in the bog.
Sucker.
You're not funny.
Oh man, that was awesome.
I mean, the fact that you pulled up a shoe after saying the story of a kid getting sucked in there is not a good idea. Though it looks like it was his shoe, and he just straight put that thing back on. That's disgusting.
Thought you said that didn't work.
Do you believe everything you hear?
Bro, you've been telling him every story since you met him. And now you're just gonna tell him, like, nah, don't believe any of that shit. Like, bro, you pick a side, man. Pick a side.
A bunny.
No, that thing's dead. That thing's dead. It's been eaten.
Horrible, Mom. It was just...
Why do you have beakers and stuff? You're not that kind of scientist.
Well, honey, didn't you realize something was wrong when it didn't run away?
I thought it liked me.
The mom's got a point, though.
Just like half a dozen other animals in the area last night.
You just killed them for no reason.
Oh, come on, Dad. Vandal didn't...
The dog's been with you all day.
So what? It could have been anything. It could have been a wolf.
Grady, there are no wolves in the swamp.
Are they saying there might not be other stray dogs in the swamp?
Hey, Marks. I bet they're big, right? Too big for Vandal.
No, Grady, they're not. We think it was Vandal.
It's not Vandal.
For these guys to be scientists, they're really jumping right to the first thing they think, aren't they? They're jumping hard to a conclusion.
Don't want another dog.
He's completely irrational. Maybe he has that swamp fever he's been babbling about.
Wow, alright.
If you're that scared, then go home. I'll do it myself.
Oh, I wish I never even told you.
Honestly fair at this point. Honestly fair. Ah yes, the most welcoming of decorative ornaments. Just a human skull on the wall.
Werewolf. If he kills you, you're lucky. You see anything werewolf?
I don't know. It's dark.
I feel like he's projecting at this point, and he's actually the werewolf, because that feels the most Goosebumpsy thing to do. Damn, Grady just got himself into a trap. Damn, should have been watching where you're going, kid. Sucks to be you. Now on to episode 2. Woo!
What are you gonna do?
He's gonna let you down. He didn't want to trap you.
No! Let me out of here!
Or he's gonna take you back to a shack. One of the two, you know? He's gonna do one of the two. You know, he might not be a werewolf. He might still be a cannibal. We don't know.
I won't tell anyone, I promise. I won't tell.
He's just kind of eating right now. I mean, they really made this man look like a werewolf. He's also just a swamp hermit, though. So, like, he doesn't really probably have much self-hygiene. No offense to the guy, but he's probably not a werewolf.
Got guns.
No, they don't.
Really big guns.
No, they don't.
Have you ever seen an elephant rifle?
Why would they have an elephant rifle? Apparently he has seen an elephant rifle. Just fill that deception check there, kid. I feel like he only had you in the net to check to see if you were going to become a werewolf or not. And clearly you're not a werewolf, so he might have just let you out. Well, he escaped. Good job, Grady. You did it. However, I'm still thinking that that the friend, Will, still thinking Will was actually the werewolf, not the hermit. The hermit's just a red herring.
Just as long as we're away from the swamp.
Dad! All right, I've had just about enough. What? You're really beginning to scare me, Grady.
I mean, clearly he's traumatized. It's like,
It's that swamp hermit, Mom.
What happened? Did he hurt you?
No, not exactly.
Did he threaten you?
not exactly. Not exactly for any of that. He didn't exactly hurt me or threaten me.
He's a werewolf.
He's also not that either. He's not that either, Grady.
Explain. But what if the world isn't always like that? What if you knew something was true, but you couldn't prove it? Something horrible.
Why the hell do they have an orchestral rendition of the Goosebumps theme playing right now? Like, what the hell? Damn. Wow, okay. Damn. They threw a deer through a window. Wow. I wasn't expecting that in Goosebumps. Clearly, the dog didn't do that. Clearly, the dog was not that big to rip a hole in the fence.
Grady, go call the sheriff to get rid of that dog.
Mom, you got the...
Are you kidding me?
Took all night to catch these deer. Are you going to help me, or do I have to do this myself?
You saw it, didn't you, boy?
Are you kidding me? She calls herself a scientist and is like, the dog definitely ripped this fence down, right? No!
Monkeys. But right now, we have to catch the rest of these deer and put this dog where it can't get to them. Grady, it's...
The dog didn't do it.
Grady!
He just locked her in there. What the hell?
In there, Mom, it won't be able to get you.
Grady! Grady!
I mean, those are like the most stable of architecture anyway. You can just probably break that door down.
Will? Vandal?
You go find your dog, kid. He's out there somewhere. Go find him. I will say, I am quite enthralled by this episode. This episode has hooked me. The characters are a little bad, but that's just Goosebumps for you. You know what you're going to be getting into with Goosebumps.
Grady! Somebody! I'm in here, help!
Emily's just not even giving a shit at all. And just leaving the door open? Are you kidding me? You people live in a swamp. Close the doors. You got scared of a snake. Imagine if an alligator walks in there.
Mom? Dad?
Close the front door! Emily, close the front door! Why did you leave it open? You saw that the deer pin was ripped open. You know your mom's not anywhere. Close the door!
Hello?
Hey, I think I was right. I think Will's the werewolf. Because, his house is looking pretty wrecked right now. Alright, Grady's got himself armed with a, fire poker. That is a very weird-ass howl that I would only have expected from Goosebumps. Okay, the howl's pretty terrifying, I will say. It's a pretty good howl, hearing it a second time. It's not bad, not bad. That's a pretty good shot, I will say. Like, honestly, pretty good shot for this series. Wow, imagine that. Something got in the house because you didn't close the damn door. Ah, yes, the patented Goosebumps shaky cam.
Let me out!
Wow, it's an actual werewolf. Oh my god, like Grady was correct. I mean, the costume doesn't look that bad for the little bit we've seen of it. It's not a bad costume. The mom probably thinks it's just Vandal as well, you know. Just thinks it's just a dog normally. The dog somehow jumped on top of the roof, you know, just banging like a person. It's just a dog, you know. It's just a dog. Bro, where are you going? Where is Grady going? He's just like walking in the swamp. You're trying to fence with a bird? How the hell are you swinging that iron?
The net.
Yes. Trap it. Oh look, the hermit's not the werewolf.
I waited a long time for this.
That is an accent, my guy.
I swore one day I would take your heart the way you took mine.
Okay, that's a pretty good motivation. Damn, Hermit died. Werewolf got the Hermit too. I was rooting for him. I was really rooting for him. Especially after that emotional backstory. I was rooting for him. It's the eclipse! Haha! No werewolf any longer! Oh, hey, look, it's Will. I mean, yeah, it's Will. Haha. He was the werewolf the whole time. It's starting up again! He doesn't want to hurt you, Grady. He's just going beast mode. He can't help it. There's Vandal. Let's go. Let's go, Vandal. Coming in for the save. Alright, Vandal might be dead. No, he's not dead. He's good. Vandal coming in for the save. Oh no. Oh no, he knocked him into the bog. Oh man, Will's dead. Oh, he's dead. He's gonna sink. Oh yeah, he's dead. That's a horrific way to die. You just drown in a bog. That's really shitty. That's a real shitty way of dying. They just killed a kid on a Goosebumps show. Granted, they usually do that, but
You two start school tomorrow. We'll make some friends.
Hope you have some normal boys. Non-werewolf.
wait, what? I thought they were only being there for the summer.
I know that it was some kind of a wolf that attacked you that night, but there is no evidence to suggest that it was a werewolf.
Except what I saw.
Really? Really? You're scientists.
It's over.
And I know one thing. I was wrong about Vandal.
Yeah, you
My
were.
apologies.
You better apologize. Vandal saved the day.
Hey,
Oh, good. Maybe he's finally over those nightmares.
I mean, yeah, the kids were traumatized from, you know, fighting off a werewolf. Wow, what an end shot. Just the skull of the wolf. Not even an end shot. Oh no, there's still more. What? So are we supposed to believe he's a werewolf now too? Okay, that episode I feel like was a two bag episode here. It's a 2-bag episode. I don't know why I'm calling it a 2-bag episode, but it's a 2-bag episode. In one bag, we have genuinely pretty good, like genuinely a pretty good werewolf story with a pretty decently good looking werewolf that I am going to have a difficult time trying to find a good thumbnail for. Decently good werewolf story. Now, was it predictable? A little bit. It's Goosebumps. When is it not going to be? But decently decent. I gotta say, decently decent. However, on the other side, the characters are very much Goosebumps characters, especially the parents. They were very much Goosebumps characters. They're scientists. They're clearly environmental biologists, zoologists maybe. They're whatever. But they're scientists of some sort. They're clearly some type of environmental biologists of some sort, studying deer. That's what they said. They said they are there to study the environmental habitats of deer in a non-familiar habitat. Fair. Whatever. Why do they have beakers? Why do they have, like, testing equipment? Like, are they gonna test the deer having, like, rabies or something? Like, what are they gonna do with that? And also, for them to be scientists, they really jump to a lot of conclusions this episode, don't they? They're like, oh no, something wrong happened. Something killed this rabbit. It's definitely the dog, right? There's a dog. It's like, is there not possibly more dogs in this swamp? It's a swamp in Florida. Or when the deer broke out, and clearly the fence had been ripped down. It's like, oh no, this is a dog, right? The dog did this. Like, no, clearly not. The dog was barking away from it as if something came up and did it. So they were very clearly Goosebumps written characters. But, however, the episode itself, or the two-parter itself, the whole story itself, not that bad. Like, really not that bad. Part 2 definitely outweighed Part 1, because Part 1 was little too much build up, a little too much goosebumpy stuff going on. I think overall the pacing of it wasn't that bad. If you look at it as a 2-part episode, it wasn't that bad for sure. And the twist of it being Will, it's like, if you know Goosebumps, like, you kind of saw that coming as soon as that character was introduced. Like, that's the werewolf, right? Because R.L. Stine doesn't write in, like, adult bad guy characters most of the time. It's the character that's the same age as the main character. However, I do feel a little bad for Emily, because she didn't get really anything to do at all. As I mentioned in the episode, she was a side character, so she did not get any plot or any storylines at all. She barely got any lines, so that's just kind of funny. And then the obvious, like, Goosebumps, like, oh no, twist, shocker ending of, like, oh no, Grady's probably a werewolf now. It's like, maybe? Sure, whatever. He got the werewolf disease. He got the lycanthropy. It's a funny thing, but it's Goosebumps. It's Goosebumps. That was a fun one, though, I will say overall. That was a very fun one. Be aware, if you hadn't seen my initial playlist of Goosebumps, which I'll link at the end of this video, if you hadn't seen my initial playlist of Goosebumps videos, I am kind of jokingly harsh on Goosebumps because they are so campy. But I genuinely do like a lot of these episodes. I genuinely love a lot of these Goosebumps stories because they are really nostalgic to me. And a lot of them are pretty decent. Like, a lot of them are pretty decent, like, children's horror things. And as I've mentioned in various videos before, I really like scary stuff. I really like horror in general. And I think Goosebumps is, like, especially the 90s series, is, for the most part, the perfect balance of really bad campiness and some genuinely good scares. So I feel like Goosebumps is the perfect balance of that, which is why I really like Goosebumps. I think Goosebumps is great. But either way, let me know down in the comments below what you think about this first spooky Minty Reacts of the season, and what do you think about the Werewolf of Fever Swamp, and did you see the twist coming, and also, do you like Goosebumps in general? I hope you do, because you're going to be getting a whole month of Goosebumps here, so I hope you like Goosebumps. By the way, let me know all that down in the comments as well. If you want to see more from the channel as well, and you want to help out the video performance, leave a like. The like definitely helps out on the video as well. Helps it boost it in the algorithm, get more people to see it. If you want to see more from the channel as well, leave a subscription as well. It definitely does help out, and it means a lot to me as well, especially in the spookiest of seasons, the spooky season. So if you want to help out and boost the channel this spooky season, go ahead and subscribe as well. You'll be able to be notified of all the videos, including all the Goosebumps ones and anything else I post this month as well. And until next time, if you want to see more from the channel, right over here, it's going to be a playlist for the rest of the Goosebumps. Go ahead and watch those too. And over here is going to be a video that YouTube recommends for you as well. Until next time, stay spooky, stay terrified, and stay scared, everyone. And I will see you in the next Spooky Reacts. Until then, stay scary, everyone. Ooh.